What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this episode we are going to take a look at the monstrosity that is Axie Infinity and figure out exactly where is the top if you were in Axie long, and congratulations if you were in a long on Axie, because you would be up like massively right now, like 700% over the last 20 days. But for those of you who have been unlucky enough to try to short this, I'm sure you might have been liquidated about 15 times by now, and in hindsight I should have made this video sooner, but you know, it's better late than never. So let's dive right into Axie. So immediately, let's just clarify one thing. Just because a coin has went up by 8x in the last 20 days does not mean you should be shorting it. In fact, the number one rule in trading for any kind of trading, as long as you want to be profitable, is you want to trade with the trend. And at the moment, if we just go onto the 4-hourly chart, you can see that the trend is up. Does this look weak to you? I know it doesn't for me. Rule number one, guys. Rule number one, the golden rule of trading. Always trade with the trend. If the trend is going up, then you look for pullbacks to go long, okay? You don't look for pullbacks to go short. That is one of the most stupid things to do. Just because something has went up by 500% in 5 days does not mean it cannot go up by another 500% in 2 days. And similarly, just because something has dumped 80% doesn't mean that it can dump another 80% after that. Just remember that there are no absolutes in trading. You trade with the trend. Just because something is down doesn't mean you should buy it, and just because something is up doesn't mean you should be selling it. But in this video, we're going to discuss where is the exact top. So, right off the bat, let's at least get one thing out of the way first. This pump right here, this is not caused by retail. Let me get that right, because no way retail will be able to move the markets like this. What you are seeing here is purely an institutional move. And if you were following me on my Twitter at _theartofcrypto, which if you haven't already, you should, because this is where I'm sharing the latest market updates and I'm sharing my thoughts. So if you look at this chart right here, I know it might not look the clearest, but just take a look here, right? This quick swap, you know, DeFi protocols like Aave, you have Compound, you have SNX, you have Sushi, and you have MetaMask, right? Everybody knows MetaMask. And then you have Axie Infinity, which has the highest 30-day revenue than every other DeFi protocol out there. So imagine if you were an institution, would you take notice of this? Of course you will. And the recent boom in AXS, that is contributing to this as well, but that's not the point. The point is, when people are so bullish on this, and especially when you see the trend is so clearly going to the upside, you do not try shorting this, at least until it has shown weakness. Or if you follow my Twitter, I give you exactly what you should be looking for when you are looking to short. Firstly, a distribution pattern. So a distribution pattern would be something like a Wyckoff distribution. Like over here, you have Wyckoff and a BAM. Right, that's a distribution pattern. Do we see a distribution pattern here? No, this is not even like a 3 drives pattern. Like if we go on the 3 drives, this is barely a 3 drives. Like, it doesn't make sense. If we just draw a trend line over here until over here, you can see that we are just in a massive bubble right now. Like, trust me, like if AXS explodes right now, if it does go down, it's going to go down hard. But you do not want to be trying to catch the tops. If we just go back to this, you can see that just earlier today, about 8 or 12 hours ago, AXS has just managed to break above this rising wedge. And if you are familiar with technical analysis at all, what you want to understand is that rising wedges have a 68% chance of breaking to the downside and 32% to break towards the upside. But in the event that it does break to the upside, it tends to be a parabolic move. And if we just go on to 1 hourly, you can see that very clearly, right? Breakout, retest, bam. This is like, holy, this is like 18% in 8 hours. Man, AXS moves like crazy. If you like to be a scalper, AXS is like a scalper's dream haven. Like, look at these moves. AXS moves so well, it's almost hard to believe. So, back onto the daily chart. You can see that we are in just one massive rising wedge right now. And I know what you're thinking. If it goes up like this, it has to come down straight down as well. Yes, that is true. I do believe that AXS, if it does fall from grace, it is going to be a terrible fall from grace. I'm expecting at least $18 for AXS, right? So $15 is one of it, but $18, that's going to be a key level that I'm going to be watching as well. But let's discuss, where is the exact top? I know that's what you guys came here for, so let's just get into that. Now, if you stayed in the video until this point, you're going to be in for a treat. What we're going to do is we're going to take a Fibonacci retracement, and we're just going to draw some fibs on previous swing highs and swing lows. So in this instance here, if you draw it from, back where December 2020, right? If you draw it from the swing top to the swing low, this is the Binance chart, by the way, you can see that AXS tended to go up to the 3.618 fib level, and then it retraced back to the 1.618 or the 1.414. Now this is going to be important to keep track of, okay? So in this case, it went to the 3.618 and retraced back to the 1.618, right? This is instance number 1. So we're going to draw a second fib from this swing high to this swing low, and we're going to see we are observing the same trend again. It goes to the 3.618 and then it retraces back close to the 1.618, right? So this is instance number 2. Now, instance number 3, which I forgot about this one, is we actually came back. Like we actually went above and beyond and went to the 5.618 before retracing back to the 2 level. So we're going to want to keep track of that as well. So 3.618 on 2 instances and 5.618 on one of them. And then now we're going to draw another fib retracement, and we can see this time is 2.618. So clearly there's a trend going on right now. These moves have either been 2.618, 3, 4 or 5. So in this case, where are we on a macro term level? So if we just draw a fib from this swing high to this swing low, which by the way, I'm not using this one, because if we use this one right here, you can see if we go onto the 4-hourly chart, you can see that the price does not actually respect this fib very much. So if you just take a look here, right, it doesn't really find resistance here, it doesn't really find support on it, it doesn't really find support anywhere. So that's why we switch the fibs just a little bit and we do it like this. So this is how I would personally draw the fib. And this is the thing about Fibonacci levels. It's very subjective, right? One person might see a fib from here to here, and another person might see a fib from here to here. So at the end of the day, it's important that you understand the concept of fibs rather than just going with a hard and fast rule. So in this case, this fib is actually really beautiful because look at this, support here, resistance here. It's like perfect, like support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here. And then right now it's breaking through resistance. So as you can see on this fib level right now, we are actually about to touch the 3.618 level. And historically speaking, AXS has tended to blow off at about the 3.618 to 4.618 level. And if we just draw another fib from the 3.618 to the 4.618 level, and if we just mark down the 0.5 level, then we are right now looking at these 3 levels to short AXS. Now this is going to be a risky short, as discussed in the beginning of the video, because you do not want to be shorting something that is just going straight up. That's just, momentum is towards the upside, the impulse is towards the upside. This is not a time when you want to be thinking about shorting. And if you take anything away from this video, remember, trade with the trend. Just because something is going up doesn't mean that you should be shorting it. If something's going up, you keep riding it up until it shows signs of weakness. So signs of weakness, it shows bearish order flow, it shows a bearish sharp pattern, like a heads and shoulders pattern, like a double top, like a Wyckoff distribution, or most importantly, you want to look for it to break market structure. So what do I mean by market structure? So right now, this is the low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, and until we break this level right here at $19, again, just to clarify to you what I'm seeing. In fact, until we break this level at 22.63, which you're going to want to keep in mind, right? Because this candle right here, and just to remind you guys, this is the 4-hourly chart. So notice how the bottom of this candle is shorter, or rather lower, than the 2 candles next to it. So this is what you call a swing low. So in this case, this is your previous high, and this is your previous swing low. So until AXS breaks this level, it is still bullish, right? It is still extremely bullish. Like, seriously, just if you take anything away from this video, take away this one. Stop shorting, stop trying to catch the tops. You don't need to catch the tops to be making money in trading. Like, seriously, nothing goes straight up, I mean, unless you're AXS, and nothing goes straight down. So what you do instead is you wait for a break of structure. You wait for a Wyckoff distribution, something like this, and then break of structure. And then when you get the pullback, you go short here. That is so much safer. Rather than trying to catch the top on each one of these successive moves, you would have gotten wrecked multiple times. I know this because every time I take a look at AXS, and whenever it's pumping, I can see the funding rate on Binance futures, literally, it's going to be 0.1 1 second, and then half an hour later, it's going to be 0.2, which is ridiculous. that just shows how many retail people are getting absolutely wrecked shorting AXS right now. Like, in fact, if there's one more thing that you want to take away from this video is whenever you see funding rate become like super negative, like I'm talking 0.2%, this is really negative. 0.3, that's, you don't even have to talk about 0.3. 100%, just try taking a long there and see how it plays out. Because remember in the beginning of this video when I said that this was caused by institutions know exactly what retail is doing, because retail is just blowing up the funding rate. And imagine if you were an institution, right? When funding rate is negative 0.2%, can you imagine how many people are going short at that present moment? The ratio of shorts to longs is about 65% to 35% in favor of the shorts. If so many retail people are going short, and I bet you that most people either go on 10x long or 5x long. Now imagine if you were an institution and all you had to do was pump the price up by 20% in order to liquidate pretty much everybody. Would you do that? Yes, you would, because AXS market cap is about 1.5 billion, and you know, as an institution, 1.5 billion is not even 1% of your portfolio. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that institutions are going to pump 1.5 billion into AXS, but I'm just saying that even a $100 million position would pump AXS by about 10 to 20%. So for real, if there is one thing that you take away from this video, right, you don't have to catch the top to make money, nor the bottoms. Oftentimes, it's safer jumping in after a direction has been established. So right now, let's get back on to AXS and figure out exactly where's the top. So at the moment, I have marked out 4 of these levels. In fact, I am going to mark it out right now. These are likely going to be the exact tops for AXS. Now, I do not think that we're going to hit 5.618 because this is not sustainable, yeah, for a few reasons. So if you follow this channel for any amount of time, you know that I talk about institutional trading a lot. And the reason why I say that the $22.6 level is going to be pretty key is because, firstly, it's a swing low. But before we even touch this $22.6 level, we're going to have to deal with this order block first. And the way you identify, like all order blocks are, is just untapped areas of liquidity for the institutions to place their positions at, right? This is where the institutions are likely to push the price to. So basically, the way you identify an order block, all it simply is, right, is you go onto a high time frame like the 1 hourly and above, and then you just look for these massive candles, right? These massive candles. The last bearish candle before this massive move up, that is going to be your order block. So I'm gonna just mark it right here. So this last bearish candle before this massive move up, mark it there. That's your order block. It means that that is an area that institutions are going to want to push the price to. And if you just bring up your VPVR indicator, and by the way you use the VPVR is you just type visible range on your indicators. And by the way, this is a paid indicator. That means you need a premium TradingView subscription. And come on guys, trading, like literally in trading, right? TradingView is literally the only tool you need to do your trading. Like, what else do you need? Does Binance cost money? No. Does Coinbase cost money? No. Literally the only tool that you need to do your trading well is TradingView. So come on, at least spend some money and invest in yourself. Invest in the only tool that you're gonna need. Makes sense, yeah? In the link in the description, I have a discount code for you to get $30 off for any of you who want to get a premium TradingView subscription. Like, even just a basic pro model will get you access to the visible range. And this is a very useful tool because it tells you whether or not your order blocks are valid. So remember when I said order blocks are simply untapped areas of liquidity? It means that there's going to be a lot of liquidity at that area. So if we just fact check it with our VPVR indicator, you can see indeed, look, order block, volume, order block, volume. Right now you can't see this very clearly, but there is volume here, right? This order block, and then there's volume. Volume here, technically this is an order block. This is a larger order block. So basically what all this means is that once we get a break in structure on AXS, it is going to be a very hard fall. And I expect AXS to retrace back to about $12, at least $18, right? That is going to be at the very least. But if it falls below $18, it's going to retrace back to $15 and $12.50. Now, these are levels that you're going to want to keep in mind. And in fact, if you are looking to buy AXS, these are going to be good levels to buy AXS at, because remember, institutions will push the price here and then make it bounce. But it depends. So if, let's say, the institutions push the price down to this level at 24.3 before making it bounce, then you know that you're still in a bullish structure because you haven't broken below this level at 22.6. Remember, about this swing low until we break this level, or until we break this level at 22.26, right? I'm just going to mark these two levels down again. Until you break either one of these levels, you are not in a bearish structure yet, and you should not be looking for shorts. So for now, the plan actually is for you to buy AXS once it comes down to this level, and you will find that it's going to be a snipe. So this level at 24.25, that is going to be the level that you are going to want to mark down, and you're going to want to get AXS there. Now, the second sign that you're going to want to look for bearishness in AXS is if it comes back down here, it bounces, but then it forms a lower high, and then it forms a lower low. Now, this is your second confirmation that the trend is starting to shift, especially if you get the lower high and then you get the lower low. Holy, you're going to want to you're going to want to build up some massive shorts on AXS. So again, just to recap, before you short anything, before you short anything, at least do some analysis. Don't just be like, hey, it went up by 500% over the last 2 weeks, so it has to come down. Yes, it does, but not right now. And remember to study some news, alright? Figure out exactly why AXS is doing this. It can't be unprecedented. I mean, I know it's crypto, but sometimes there's still reasons as to why something is pumping. For example, AXS is literally responsible for feeding thousands, if not tens of thousands of people in the Philippines and Indonesia right now because of the sheer amount of money that you can earn simply by playing the game every single day. Now imagine that, earning about $50 to $100 a day playing a game for 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4. I don't know about you, that sounds pretty good to me. Now I make way more money trading than I do playing the game, but if I wasn't doing this trading thing, it's something that would be very lucrative. Like, it would sound very attractive to me. Like, it's even gotten to the point where in the private Discord group, we even have our own Axie Infinity channel right now. And talking about the private Discord group, if you're done getting wrecked by, not knowing when to short, not knowing when to long, right? And you just want to be able, like, if you're serious about doing this trading thing for a career, and if you just want to be able to stop getting wrecked and actually feel like you know what you're doing, then you're going to want to consider joining this Discord group, because if you follow me on my channel for any amount of time, you know that I am extremely accurate with my calls, and the price tends to go to exactly that level. And if you want to be able to do something like me someday, then you're going to want to consider joining the Discord group, because in the private Discord group, you're going to get access to a world-class trading education that will ensure you become a very profitable trader. And in fact, as a bonus, over here, I'm making really profitable trading setups every single day, and look at the amount of people that are making money in this group right now. I call this AXS long, by the way. This guy made 260%. That's crazy. Like, there are multiple people in this private Discord group that have already made back their membership in just a couple of trades. So trust me, this thing will pay itself off real quick. Right now, I have closed the monthly signups because I want to be able to give focused attention to every single member in the group, and I cannot do that if there are too many people. So if you're interested to get this focused attention, you're going to want to check out the private group in the link in the description. Right now, if you sign up now, you can get up to 40% off. Trust me, this thing will pay itself off real quick. So back to AXS, these are the levels that you're going to want to pay attention to, right? The top is either going to be $33, $37, or $41. I do not expect AXS to go all the way up to $50 in like this one massive move. If you just bring up market Cipher and if we just go onto the Heikin-Ashi, you can see that, at least on the 1 hourly, like, it's not sustainable, So start to look for signs of weakness. Remember, you don't want to be catching the tops. You just want to short when you confirm weakness, especially if you confirm a break of structure. Those are the times that you're going to want to go short, not trying to catch the tops. But these are just levels that I want you to pay attention to potentially catch a short on AXS. And if you want the latest market updates, you're going to want to follow me on my Twitter at @_theartofcrypto. If there's anything that I'm going to share on AXS, I'm probably going to do it there. And just remember, if AXS falls from here, it's going to be a very, very hard fall. I'm expecting at least $18, but honestly, we could go way lower. But again, remember, you want to confirm the market structure break first. Okay, until you break this level at 22.62, do not be thinking about shorting, right? Just look for buys until then, because even if it comes down here, it's a pullback in an uptrend, Uptrend, pullback, uptrend, pullback, uptrend, pullback, uptrend, pullback. Bam. Makes sense? Now, I hope you learned something from this video. If you have, I want you to drop a like button because it's a small gesture, but it really helps out a lot. And if you watch until this point so far, I want you to comment down in the comment section retail to pay tribute to all the retail idiots who got wrecked trying to short this thing on the way up and got liquidated 15 times. And if you're serious about this trading thing for a career and you just want to figure out what works and what doesn't, then you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. And with that said, I'm going to see you in the private Discord group. May the gains be with you, my friend, and peace.